Welcome back, everyone. It's good to see you all again. Hope your week has been successful and happy and everything's going well in your world. Just wanted to touch base and let you know that today we are going to make a Mexican buckwheat recipe. The recipe that's going up on this particular post is going to say Mexican quinoa, but I didn't have any quinoa, so as per usual, I am substituting. Buckwheat is an amazing grain. It's gluten-free. Even though it says wheat, there is no wheat in it. This is what it looks like. This is buckwheat. It is a very traditional ingredient in tabbouleh, which is a Middle Eastern salad that has cucumber and tomatoes and things in it. So you can grind it, flour. Like one of my favorite scones is a buckwheat sour cherry scone. Makes good pancakes, it makes good crepes, lots of wonderful things you can do with it, but especially good that it's gluten-free. So here's the recipe. As I said, it says Mexican quinoa, but as usual, you know, we're switching things up a little bit. So I've got all my other ingredients are assembled here. We've talked about the importance of having everything ready to go when you're cooking, so that you're not running back and forth, as sometimes you will see me do, because I do as I say, not as I do. First rule of cooking and parenting. Black beans. I've got my stock ready. Corn, tomatoes, cumin. We like a lot of cumin in this house, so I've doubled the amount that the recipe calls for. I've also added some oregano, which is a really traditional Mexican herb. You can put it in this recipe or not. It's really up to you. The stock, we have vegetarians in our family, so I typically use a vegetable stock. Today I don't have any, but what I do have, and I wanted to show you, is this. This says it's chicken stock. It's halal, but if you read the ingredient list, there's no chicken anywhere in this. So it's a great alternative for vegetarian meals. It gives you that rich flavor without actually having any chicken in it. So this is what we're going to use today. Recipe calls for garlic. I want to show you how to peel a clove of garlic. You cut off the root end like that. That gets there. And peeling garlic can be kind of sticky. So what I like to do once I've peeled my root end off, press down with my knife and it just pops right out like that. So cut off the gnarly. This is not beautiful fresh BC garlic. This is garlic from China, which is great until our BC garlic is ready, and then it's delicious. Now I'm just going to mince it. I'm not a fan of garlic presses for the simple reason that I have arthritis in my fingers and I find them very hard to use. So we're just going to mince it like this instead. Call it a day. If you've got a garlic press and you're comfortable using it, then by all means, garlic press away. So now, this is such a pantry-friendly recipe. If you don't have any fresh garlic, you could use garlic powder, and literally everything comes out of your pantry. So that makes it super fast, super easy. Also, it's a lovely versatile recipe that you can add fresh ingredients to it. Some diced zucchini would be really nice in here if you had it, some diced peppers. You could even put some spinach in, which isn't necessarily a traditional Mexican ingredient, but it would certainly add some flavor and some fresh to it for you. So we're gonna head on over to the stove. This is all done in a saucepan, which is kind of cool. So crank up the heat. Throw in a good glug of oil. We're going to use canola oil today. That's going to go in there. And we're going to pop in our garlic just to saute that, start the softening process. You don't want to cook it too hot because you don't want to burn the garlic. Garlic burns really easily. So just a medium heat to get it started. Keep an eye on it. Keep it stirring. We're just going to let that simmer for a sec while I run back to the counter and get the rest of the ingredients. And then we'll be ready to dump everything into the pot. A couple more things. Say hello to my pug. Luna likes to come for a visit in the hopes that I drop something on the floor. Hi, Luna. Hi. Okay, so here's our garlics. Oh, it's smelling amazing. We are now going to dump in the tin of tomatoes. Do it carefully, it'll splatter. The tin of corn. If you have frozen corn, you can certainly use that. Measure out a cup or so. The black beans, which, FYI, were all rinsed. Canned beans are a phenomenally good source of protein, and they're inexpensive, but they also can be packed in a lot of salt water, so you always want to rinse them before you use them. Drain them and rinse them. Fun fact, if you're using chickpeas, the liquid that comes off a chickpea is called aquafaba, and you can whip it up like a meringue, and it makes a vegan meringue. So we're going to put a cup of buckwheat in. That's going to go in there. And then we're going to put in our stock. The oregano, the cumin, look at that. Oh my goodness, that looks amazing. It would be even prettier if it had some green pepper chopped in there. Give it another splash of color. This is one of my favorite combinations, greens and beans. Oh, yummy. Now, we're going to taste the broth, because at this point you'll notice we haven't added any salt. So, let's see. Just give it a little taste. Doesn't need a whole lot, that's for sure. I'm just going to put a bit in there. And now we bring that up to a boil. And then let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. And rather than subject you to waiting for that to happen, we're just going to call it a day and try and post a picture at the end and up on the comments. This is the lack of technology. We're not particularly good at the editing process on these videos yet. So honestly, that's all there is to the meal. You can see how delicious this is going to be. Again, another vegetarian meal. If you wanted, you could certainly add chicken to this. Diced chicken would be really good. You could saute up some ground beef and mix that in as well after it was all cooked if you needed to add a protein. A really versatile meal. I would serve it with a little bit of sour cream. Maybe some cilantro, well, not cilantro because nobody in this house likes cilantro, but if you like cilantro, that would be very good sprinkled on the top of that as well. So I hope you enjoy that and you found it fast and easy and a wonderful meal to prepare for your family. Take care. Bye.